Happy Sweet 16 Thursday, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of Big East Shootaround. 3 Big East teams are into this second weekend of the NCAA tournament. 3 made it, and they're all still standing, making a statement with a combined 6-0 record to start the big dance. The reigning national champion Connecticut Huskies will be in action tonight against San Diego State, and the Creighton Blue Jays and Marquette Golden Eagles also joining them in the Sweet 16. We've got reports from Dallas. Paul Frischner is on the ground with Marquette. Anna Bellinghausen is with Creighton in Detroit, but let's get right to it. Our headlines to start the evening. First and foremost, a national championship game rematch is on deck for tonight. Yes, the Connecticut Huskies in action against the San Diego State Aztecs, 7:39 Eastern Time on TBS and True TV. UConn has capped an NCAA tournament record, and they're not done yet based on the way that they're playing. They hope to keep it going tonight with 8 consecutive NCAA tournament wins by at least 13 points. It's amazing what this team has been doing. At 33-3 on the season, the Huskies, they own the most wins in college basketball by 20 or more points, commanding Northwestern and dominating Stetson to get here tonight. On the other side of the matchup, Brian Dutcher's Aztecs team, once again, one of the best defensive teams in America, and they have one of the best players in the country in Jaden Ledee, who averages over 21 points per game and an All-American. Ledee, a force, but he meets Donovan Clingan, who, folks, right now is the second biggest difference maker in my mind in the NCAA tournament, next to Zach Edey, who's the National Player of the Year in this sport. Clingan had 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 blocks in UConn's win over Northwestern. We have not seen a stat line of that nature since David Robinson in 1986. A fun Huskies-San Diego State fact: when they meet tonight, San Diego State, every year they've made the Sweet 16, so 2011, 2014, 2023, now 2024, UConn has won the national championship in the previous 3 years they've done that since the tournament expanded in 1985. So that's headline number 1. Headline number 2. It's tomorrow night, 7:09 Eastern Time, CBS. The Marquette Golden Eagles and the NC State Wolfpack. They meet for just the second time ever, and what's the irony here? 50 years to the week that they met for the national championship. On that day, it was Al McGuire's Marquette team taking on NC State, and the Wolfpack got the best of Marquette. Now, Marquette's looking for a little revenge 5 decades later behind Tyler Kolek, who has been fantastic. 22 combined assists in the opening weekend of the tournament. Cam Jones, a bucket getter. Oso Ighodaro, the matchup problem. He'll go up against DJ Burns and NC State, who joined UConn as the only other team to go 5 wins in 5 days in their conference tournament just to get here, and now making the Sweet 16. Marquette, since 1978, has been to just 2 Elite Eights. A chance to make a third Friday night. We'll hear from Paul Frischner in a few moments. Headline number 3. The Creighton Blue Jays and the Tennessee Volunteers are going to meet in Detroit for the right to make it to the Elite Eight. These two programs have somehow only ever met once in their existence. The year was 1937. Crazy. Greg McDermott and Rick Barnes have met 5 times. Barnes has won each of those matchups. On Friday night, it will be fascinating to see what goes down. 10:09 Eastern Time. This will be on TBS and True TV. You get Baylor Shireman versus Dalton Knecht, 2 of the elite bucket getters in college basketball, and a Creighton team that's coming off winning the game of this tournament thus far, a double overtime victory over the Oregon Ducks. It was ridiculous. Shireman forced OT, Trey Alexander was clutch, and Ryan Kalkbrenner buried a cold-blooded triple. Let's begin in Detroit. Anna Bellinghausen is on the ground with those Creighton Blue Jays, making their 3rd Sweet 16 appearance in the last 4 years.
Thank you, John. It's a highly anticipated battle here in the Motor City. Greg McDermott said this week that with all due respect to UConn, Tennessee will be the toughest defensive battle the Blue Jays have faced this entire season. It's a team that averages nearly 16 points per game off turnovers, but the Blue Jays are riding high on momentum after a double OT win over Oregon. I spoke to a couple players in the locker room beforehand. Let's take a listen in. Here alongside the hometown hero, Jason Green. Have you gotten a chance to soak in everything from that double OT win over Oregon?
Yeah, I definitely have. I mean, going to school was kind of crazy because I had a lot of my classmates telling me things and a lot of my teachers also. So, I mean, I've definitely soaked it all in, and I don't know, I'm ready to make another big play like that tomorrow.
What do you think it is about this team that allows them to thrive in those moments of pressure?
I think it's the grit. I think it's the willingness to win. I think that's the biggest thing for us, is just finding ways that we're to not lose, if you will. So, I mean, that's really been our thing.
Matchup with Tennessee, what are your thoughts right now?
Try to keep Dalton Connect at bay, and then don't turn the ball over, and I think we'll be fine.
Brian, this team's off a double OT win over Oregon. How do you feel that momentum can carry on?
I mean, the name of this year is Survive and Advance, and that's what we did against Oregon. So anytime you get a win, you just turn the page to the next one and try to get another one.
Creighton will seek a second straight Elite Eight appearance tomorrow night right here in Detroit. John, we'll send things back over to you.
Thank you, Anna. Let's go from Detroit to the land of the cowboy hats. Paul Frischner's got one on. He's down in Dallas, Texas this weekend, covering the Marquette Golden Eagles. Marquette making their first Sweet 16 appearance since 2013. Again, since they won the national title in 1977, they've made it to the Elite Eight just 2 times, trying to make it a third on Friday night when they meet NC State. So what's the Marquette mindset? Shaka Smart and his team making some history getting to this second weekend. Paul's with the Golden Eagles.
Thank you, John. Here on site in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, and I do indeed have a cowboy hat. Hopefully it fits. Hopefully it looks okay. But we're fitting in with the style here in Dallas. It's great to be here as Marquette gets set to take on the NC State Wolfpack on Friday night in the Sweet 16. Marquette back in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2013. And you look at this game, a lot of it's going to be decided down in the post. Of course, we've heard all about DJ Burns and what he's been able to do for NC State this year. But also on the perimeter, I think Marquette has the advantage out on the perimeter going into this game. You look at the likes of Tyler Kolek and Cam Jones and Stevie Mitchell, and some of the size that presents as a problem for NC State going into this game. I was able to catch up with Chase Ross, a Dallas native, Stevie Mitchell, and Oso Ighodaro in the locker room ahead of this one. Being here from Dallas and being around here now and being able to come back home and play this game, what are you most looking forward to tomorrow night?
Just showing my fans, family, and everybody that's Marquette Nation what we're here to do. And I mean, it's not the last stop. Dallas started from here, but trying to get to Arizona.
The other team's best play, whoever it might be there at the top of the perimeter. And now they get to do that at this stage in the NCAA tournament. How fulfilling is that?
I mean, it's huge, especially just because of how much my teammates appreciate that and how much, hype they, how much they hype me up for that. So, I mean, it's no bigger stage, so it's exciting. And, going up against a good player like DJ Horn is even more exciting. So, it's going to be a great opportunity, and, it's going to go back and forth. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're, here for, a challenge award.
Yeah, I'm excited to play. I didn't have my best 2 games, the first couple games, so I'm excited to just come out with more energy, more effort, play harder, just do what I can with.
How much fun has it been being around this group?
It's been a lot of fun. Every day I get with these guys, it's a blessing. So I love this team. I love playing on this team. It's been great. So, thank you.
A couple of things to think about ahead of this game. NC State is 10th nationally in taking care of the basketball. Marquette is 20th nationally in forcing turnovers. What gives in that department? This should be a fun one. This has all the makings of an 11 seed NC State that's been hot. They win 5 games in 5 days to win the ACC tournament. They win a couple of games last weekend to get to the Sweet 16, and now here they are meeting a Marquette team that has been dead set on NCAA tournament success since last season. This is the makings of an opportunity for Marquette, and they have it right here in front of them. Friday night, American Airlines Center in Dallas. We'll be here with all the coverage for you on the Big East. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome back to TD Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, where the Yukon Huskies continue their pursuit for a 6th national championship since 1999. Tonight, Sweet 16 against the team that they beat to win the national title last season, San Diego State. A 76-59 win for those Huskies behind Tristan Newton's big day and the balanced attack down in Houston. For UConn here this evening, the three keys to this one. First, rebounding margin. Now, San Diego State, they out-rebound their opponents by about 4 or 5 per game. They've got a top 40-ish rebounding margin. UConn, though, over +8. The Huskies are right up among the national leaders. They're in the top 10 nationally. They get on the glass. They're so good on the offensive glass. So look for that to be important because you know with San Diego State, they're going to be physical. I think how this game gets called is very interesting to how it will play out. Donovan Clingan avoiding foul trouble is important, which leads me to my second key. Find an answer for Ledee. Jaden Ledee has been outstanding for San Diego State. 58 points and 17 rebounds combined in these first 2 games. But Donovan Clingan coming off an 8-block performance. I think it's important for him. And then Samson Johnson. Don't underestimate Samson Johnson and what he can do for these Huskies. And finally, 3-point shooting. UConn, they average 9 made threes per game. 37% or so from 3 per game. San Diego State shot close to 50% in their most recent game. So the Aztecs are coming off of a great shooting performance against Yale. Can they keep it up? Well, UConn, you know they're going to be able to keep it up as they typically do. Now, they didn't shoot the ball well against Northwestern. I expect them to answer that tonight. Cam Spencer, Alex Caravan. The floor spacing of UConn is something that San Diego State would have a lot of trouble countering. Those are some keys to this one tonight. Let's hear from the Huskies about their matchup with the Aztecs. The results thus far, could you have envisioned it any better?
No, I mean, we've reached a lot of our goals so far. Getting to the Sweet 16 is obviously a great accomplishment, but, coming to UConn, you sign up to go win a national championship. So, we're right on path, but we have a lot of work to do.
A team like San Diego State, what stands out to you about the way that they play?
They play really physical, they go to the offensive glass a lot. So they play grimy, and so we're going to have to take that away from them, playing hard. And, those are really the keys to the game. So we take that away from them, then we attack them on offense. They got really good guards, like really good on-ball defenders, and, so we're going to have to take that away from them.
San Diego State, you're obviously familiar with them. What do they do well that you guys want to limit?
I mean, they're extremely good on the defensive end. They're one of the toughest teams on the defensive end. They're physical. They rebound well. So really, we just got to match our physicality. And if we could, exploit their defense, get on the glass and really just make it a tougher game for them, I think it'll help us out.
How special has this particular journey been with this group to this point? 33 wins in 36 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's a special group of guys, special coaching staff. We all push each other to another level and try to be great. We're all trying to, accomplish big things. That's why we came to UConn, just to try to put, banners on the wall and try to win championships. So this is a special group. That's very hungry, young group, and I know everyone in this locker room is focused one game at a time, trying to reach our biggest goals.
Capping things off here on Big East Shoot-Around. Again, your schedule tonight, 7:39 Eastern Time, TBS and True TV. It's UConn and San Diego State. Friday night, you got a double-dip, Big East Hoops fans, 7:09 Eastern Time on CBS. The Marquette Golden Eagles and the NC State Wolfpack for the first time in 50 years. That's at 7:09. At 10:09 Eastern Time, right around then, Greg McDermott said he might need a nap in the afternoon. It's the Creighton Blue Jays taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. That will be on TBS and True TV. Keep it locked at Big East MBB. Hey, the UConn women, they're on to the Sweet 16 as well. Megan Caffrey and company will have coverage from Portland of Paige Beckers and the Huskies, who are on to the second weekend as well. At Big East MBB, at Big East WBB, BigEast.com, our Big East YouTube page and X as well. Keep it locked, folks. We've just begun dancing.